invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Notice the breath all the way into the backs and the bottoms and the sides of your lungs. Notice the support of the seat at your back. Notice the support of the seat under your hips and your legs. And notice the earth beneath your feet and the support that she offers every second. Her gravity has never, ever once let us down. And notice the heartbeat of the universe, the sun and the moon and the stars moving in their orbits. And notice that you stand between them. You are, in fact, the bridge of the universe and the earth. And just like the drop of ocean contains all of the ingredients of the ocean within it, without being the ocean in its entirety, you, right here, right now, contain all of the components of the universe, of the stars, of the moon, of the sun. You contain the components of the clouds and the sky. You also contain all of the components of the earth. Your breath and her breath frequently work together. Maybe you experience her breath as the wind that caresses you or dances with you. Maybe you experience her heartbeat as the waves of the ocean that match the waves of your heart. Maybe you notice when there's an animal being present with you, and they're purring or they're wagging or their deep presence. And so from this space, I invite you to feel deeply, deeply into the earth. Notice is the soil beneath you rocky or fertile? Is it sandy, warm or cool? And if you can go even deeper with your connection with her, go down as far and as wide as you need to feel your deep connection and oneness with her. And bringing your attention to the surface. Can you feel your deep connection with the trees and the plants? All of the beings who walk her surface, or swim or fly. And taking your attention up to the stars and the moon and the sun. And letting your breath become as one with that which you already are one with. So for the next several minutes, I'm going to invite you to simply notice the connection and notice where you feel that connection in your body. Does your spine feel straighter? Do you feel like you're breathing easier? Did your feet get warmer? Let's all take a collective breath together. Coming back, as is appropriate, to this time and this space and this body, your body, with the full remembrance and knowing that you are one and the same with the earth, with her inhabitants, with the heavenly bodies. And so knowing that, come back easily, gently, gracefully, right here and right now, being fully present with the oneness that is. And we simply rest in this, and we let it be. And so it is.
This is Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. Before we begin this celebration service, let's all join in and sing our opening song together.
I am the
What a glorious Sunday morning. I'm Kelly Capsar, licensed practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas, and it is my pleasure to be here with you as we experience this uplifting celebration service together. Throughout this service, if you feel a need for prayer, a prayer and a blessing for you, a family member, or a friend, then please go to our website and select our prayer request. Know that licensed spiritual practitioners are deeply committed to supporting you through prayer. We are here for you. Please feel free to call on us. As a matter of fact, even as I speak, 2 practitioners are providing spiritual support right now for you, for me, for our entire community. They are holding us in deep spiritual loving care from their homes by sitting in meditation during this service. We thank Merlon Hart and Christine Page for holding high watch for each one of us today. And now, let us take a moment to consider this week's affirmation. You may wish to jot it down or take a picture of it and keep it with you as a source of inspiration throughout the week. I'll read the affirmation and then we'll enter into contemplation together, after which I will give the invocation. Where I am, God is. Where I go, God is. Where I am, God is. Where I go, God is.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. There's nowhere I have to go, no one I have to be, nothing I have to do but gently
And so continuing in the deep surrender, I remember that there is only one. We call it the heavens, and we call it the earth, and we call it every living thing. For it is truly life in action. It is truly the one that is the power and presence everywhere we go, everywhere we are, in every moment of our being. I know that this day, this hour, this second of this connection and this knowingness of connection already is. For God's got this, and we have already said the sacred yes by showing up. And so I invite you to take the breath in with me, releasing all that needs to be released, embracing all that needs to be embraced, letting oneness lead the way. And we let it be, and together we simply say, and so it is.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love.
I am a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living's Sunday morning celebration service. I'm Reverend Laura Hallett, and what a pleasure it is to be back with you here again today. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who's joining us live this morning. If you would, please take a moment and check in on the YouTube chat. I'd love to be able to say hi to you personally this morning. And to every one of you who is tuning in later to watch this rebroadcast of our Sunday service here on our YouTube channel, welcome. We are so delighted to have you here watching. You know, we have a fabulous YouTube channel, so take a moment and explore what we have to offer. We broadcast all of our services, our Sunday and Wednesday services, as well as having some wonderful spiritual moments for you to partake of throughout your week. We have some short meditations by our practitioners, and we have our spiritual soundscape provided by our music ministry. And then there are other uplifting moments for you to get that spiritual nourishment throughout your week. I like to start each morning off with a little gratitude. First off, to our media, music, and marketing team, Joe Blum, Justin Vogel, and Kelly Marshall. These folks are amazing, and they bring all of their skills and talents into providing us with these beautiful and professional quality services each week. And thank you to our musical support, David Villela, Melissa Allen, Mackenzie Amar. Truly, you inspire us. And of course, our practitioners who are in service here with us today. We have Kelly Capsar, who did the beautiful meditation before our service and opened us up with that fabulous invocation. Sitting high watch for us today are Christine Page and Merlon Hart. And of course, I want to thank all of our volunteers who keep our center running, our wonderful leadership council, and all of the people that work so tirelessly for our center here. We are truly blessed by the contribution of all of these beloved individuals. So this month we're talking about relationships. We've been focusing mostly on our relationships with other humans. We've talked about the relationship we have with our own self and with our higher self, our relationship we have with others around us, and our relationship to society as a whole. But we are not just in relationship with other human beings. This week we are taking a look at our relationship with the other forms of life and the inanimate world around us. In the past 50 years or so, we've seen a greater focus on how we as human beings interact with the world around us. To a certain extent, most of us have become more environmentally conscious, more globally aware of how what we do in one location affects others in far distant locations, and how the impact we have on our Earth is actually extending beyond us out into the cosmos. For far too long, we have only focused on what's happening on our own little piece of this Earth that we inhabit. And the push towards environmental concerns has ebbed and flowed throughout my lifetime. I've seen the effects of overpopulation, of pollution, of irresponsible agricultural and manufacturing, and a wide range of other practices that have been detrimental to our environment. And I know I've participated in some of these practices through my consumerism, through my habits, through my beliefs. And I know I'm not unique in this. I'd like to think that I'm better at looking out for the Earth than most people are, but like most people, I sometimes fall back on doing what's convenient instead of doing what's right. I think much of our human behavior is because we feel so disconnected from nature. We feel disconnected from the world around us. We believe that the world around us is to be used for our convenience, to be manipulated in a way to make us more comfortable. We seem to have a belief that because we have this superior intellect, because we are living, breathing, moving beings, that we are the users of the Earth and not the cohabitants with it. It might seem like we think that the natural world around us is only here for our benefit. Much of today's world and the challenges that we experience reflect that point of view. Science has proven over and over again that the basic elemental structure of our body is the same basic elemental, or even atomic, structure of everything else in existence. Everything in nature has the same molecular and atomic components as we do. We live in a carbon, oxygen, hydrogen-based world. We inhabit carbon, oxygen, hydrogen-based bodies. The elements are basically the same. Everything's just been combined in a different way. In our principle of the month, we state that we are all individualizations of spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of that one spirit. I think we're reaching a point in our world where we're gaining a deeper understanding that there is very little difference between any human being as far as our fundamental genetic makeup goes. No matter what race or gender, no matter where we're born or where we live, we are all pretty much identical. In fact, we are 99.9% identical. 99.9% of the genetic information in DNA is common to all human beings. That remaining 0.01%, well, that's responsible for differences in the color of our hair, our eyes, our skin, the difference in our height and body types, and the propensity that we have to have certain diseases or not. But what about the other animals? We actually share 98 to 99% of our DNA with the large apes, depending on the species. We actually share 90% of our DNA with cats, which probably explains a lot about cats. We share 88% of our DNA with mice and 85% with dogs. We are much more like animals than we like to think. In fact, we even share 70% of our DNA with slugs. And what about the plants? We have 50% of our DNA common with bananas and most trees, 45% with lettuce and cabbage, 25% with daffodils and roses. I think I might be happier if we were a little less like cabbage and more like roses, but what are you going to do? We think of plant life as being there for our use only. We eat it, we build with it, we use it to decorate, and we often fight with it when it comes up in unwanted places. I often wonder, who was it that originally determined that some plants were valuable and should be cultivated, and some plants are weeds and should be destroyed? We often think of plant life as something that is disconnected from each other too. They are disconnected individual organisms, and that they exist for the use of other creatures that inhabit the earth. Now, plants in and of themselves are quite fascinating. Among plant life, we find the largest and the oldest organisms on earth. In fact, our state tree here in Nevada is the bristlecone pine, specimens of which have been known to be over 5,000 years old. And plants are interconnected to the world around them in a way that we have yet to understand. In my house here, I have a plant that's commonly called the prayer plant. I bought it because I thought it had very beautiful leaves. They're dark green with red spots on them. But I have to tell you how surprised I was the first time I realized what it does every single evening. When it becomes dark, all of the leaves on the prayer plant point upward, and they remain that way throughout the night. And then when I wake up in the morning, the leaves are all laying open again. This plant is intimately connected with the movement of the sun and responds to the amount of light it receives. 5 hours from here in central Utah is the largest single organism on the earth. It also happens to be the oldest. It's an aspen grove named Pando. It is thought to have originated from a single seed deposited during the movement of the glaciers in the last ice age, and it is estimated to be over 16,000 years old. It covers over 100 acres and is thought to weigh over 6,000 tons. The 40,000 plus individual branches, or as we refer to them, trees, that make up the grove are connected by an intricate root system where the nutrients and the energy are shared among all the individual branches in this one gigantic organism. You know, this so reminds me of the movie Avatar, where life was all connected together through this intricate root system, and the inhabitants of the planet could tap into the wisdom and the energy and the healing balm of this interconnection of life. How amazing that must be to feel that connected to the source of all. Well, the truth is we already are. Science's current theory of the evolution of the universe is called the Big Bang Theory. Now, in this theory, the belief is that everything, all that is in the universe, was at one time all together. All that is was once one concentrated mass, what they call a singularity. And then bang, the universe expanded into what it actually is right now. So at one point, everything was connected. And more importantly, everything was the same stuff. All the energy that existed at the moment of that initial Big Bang is still all of the energy that exists in the universe today. Because energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed. This is the first law of thermodynamics for those science geeks out there like me. All the same stuff, all the same energy, all coming from one. The famed astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson puts it this way: we are part of this universe, we are in this universe, but perhaps more important than both those facts is that the universe is in us. The universe is in us. As human beings, we are energy inside of bodies. We are the very same energy that was in existence during that initial Big Bang. It is the very same energy that is in each and every one of us. We can feel that force within us. We feel it through our bodily functions of circulation of our blood, respiration as we breathe in and out, elimination, movement, and so much more. We can feel it in the functioning of our minds. And we can feel it in the love that flows forth from us to others around us. It is the energy that allows us to create, to heal, and to be a vital part of the world around us. This is the universal power that flows through each of us and everything in the universe. And it is the very same energy that existed at the moment of creation. Biologically, through our DNA, we are connected to all living creatures on Earth. Yes, even the slugs. Chemically, through all those elements of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and so many, many more, we are connected to the Earth, and probably most of the other planets as well. And on an atomic level, we are connected to the entire universe. Neil deGrasse Tyson says it this way. We are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically. We are not figuratively, but literally stardust. What does this mean for us in our science of mind perspective? At our most basic level, our philosophy teaches us that God is all there is. This one power, this one presence, this one universal creative source of all, that's all there is. In fact, our very first statement in our Declaration of Principles states it this way. We believe in the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in, through, and as all creation, but it's not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of the living Spirit. This divine intelligence does not just create things simply to create them, simply to make more things. Everything is brought forth so that Spirit can experience itself as those things, as each one of its creations, as each form, as each of us. You know, one of my most favorite movies of all time is Robin Hood, starring Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman. And my favorite scene from the movie is a very short, very brief scene, when the merry men are in the forest being merry, and Morgan Freeman's character is off sitting under a tree by himself. You see, part of being a merry man, being merry, involved consuming a lot of alcohol. And Morgan Freeman's character, being Muslim, does not partake of that. So he's off sitting by himself. And this sweet little English girl walks up to him. And in all of her childlike wonder and innocence, she asks him, "Why did God paint you?" And Morgan Freeman's character smiles at her gently and responds, "Because Allah loves wondrous variety." There are billions of people. There are over 2 million animal species, almost 400,000 plant species, and many more rocks than I can possibly even identify. I've tried. We are, as our technology improves, constantly discovering new stars, galaxies, and planets. Even things we thought were finite are changing. Since I was a young chemistry student in college in the 1980s, 10 new elements have been added to the periodic chart, which back then was considered to be complete. Our world is constantly evolving and changing because Allah loves wondrous variety. And all of this diversity, all these various forms of life, all of these different mineral structures, all of these elements, it's all the way that Spirit experiences life, through each and every form of its creation. So we need to ask ourselves, are we experiencing life the way that Spirit is? Are we experiencing life to the fullest? Are we taking the time to stargaze, to hug a tree, to find a new rock, to play with your dog? Each one of these things gives us an opportunity to connect with Spirit in a unique and different way. But when we close ourselves off from the full experience of all this vast diversity, of all this wondrous variety, we are closing ourselves off from experiencing life to the fullest. Every single moment we have an opportunity to sit in communion with a different aspect of our life. We have the opportunity to revel in the magnificence of the plant life around us. We have the opportunity to be in awe of these amazing mountains that surround our valley. We have the opportunity to fall deeper and deeper and more profoundly in love with the animals with whom we share our lives. And we have the opportunity to realize how interconnected we are with everything in the entire universe when we take a moment to stargaze and simply remember, we are all star stuff. So let's join in prayer together, knowing the truth of our being, knowing what is unfolding for us here and now. So please join me. And so right here and right now, I know that there is only one power, one presence, one divine creative source of all. For in the beginning was that one, and nothing else but it. And from its own energy, through its own essence, that one created. It brought forth everything into existence. Everything that has ever been, everything that is yet to be, is all a perfect emanation of that one. And because I know there's only one, I know that I am one with it. I know that every aspect of my being is a divine manifestation of that one. That my life is the way that Spirit experiences itself in this realm, in this time, in this place. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each and every one of us. In fact, for all of creation. For that's the way that Spirit shows up. Through its creation. Through each one of us. Through the plants. Through our environment. Through the majestic mountains. And the vast oceans. Through the stars that surround our planets. And the very air we breathe. And so, knowing this, I speak my word. I know that each one of us is divinely and completely connected to that one power and that one presence. And I know that as we gain a deeper realization of this, we allow it to show up in our lives more easily, more fully, more freely. We allow this time of deep connection with that abiding presence to simply be the most magnificent, wondrous thing possible. For each one of us is that perfect emanation of the one. And that one is unfolding itself beautifully and easily and effortlessly in our lives right here and right now. And I just simply give thanks for this. I'm so grateful to know this power and this presence. So grateful to know that it is happening right here and right now in each and every one of us. That it is unfolding beautifully in our lives and magnificently in our world. And so I release this word into the law to that creative mind that always says yes. I let it be and I let it go. And so it is. Amen.
Here at Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas, we are a mission and vision-driven community. We offer transformative educational opportunities, deep and meaningful moments of connection, uplifting Wednesday and Sunday services. We greatly appreciate your contributions that support the amazing work we're doing here in Southern Nevada. We have several easy ways you can contribute. We have text to give. Simply text the amount of your donation to our text to give number and you'll be prompted to enter your information. There's a link to our online donation page posted below this video where you can contribute by debit or credit card. And of course, you're always welcome to send a check to our office if that works better for you. All of your contributions go to support the great work that we're doing here in Greater Las Vegas community.
Surrounded by walls built on years of failed intentions, too afraid to move on. So many shades of desperation, still you fight for control of the things you never can change. Your tired, restless soul rushes on with a wild abandon. Wait and see what can be when you learn to trust enough to set it free. You'll find peace, sweet relief, and everything you need to know is on the other side of letting go. holding on to the past. Can't let go of fading memories, and the tighter you grasp, the more the days slip through your fingers. Wait and see what can be when you learn to trust enough to set it free. You'll find peace, sweet release, and everything you need to know on the other side of letting go. If your outstretched arms reach for blessings, then your empty hands will be filled. Wait and see what can be when you learn to trust enough to set it free. You'll find peace, sweet release, and everything you need to know on the other side of letting go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Wait and see what can be when you let it go.
Thank you, David. You always inspire and uplift us with your talent. And thank you for your generous gift in support of our center. We remain committed to serving you. Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas continues to provide enriching services, transformative classes, and powerful opportunities for connection within our community. Be sure to watch the announcements at the end of today's service for what's coming up in the weeks ahead. Now let's join together in a closing song before our benediction.
Together we rise as the sun lights up the sky, opening our hearts to the spirit of love inside. Together we rise, God flows through you and I. Together one in spirit, we rise, we rise. In times of struggle, we seek the Spirit of God within. Receptive to our calling, we love our neighbors and our friends. Relaxing in the knowing God's grace, it never ends. We gather as one people and with joyful hearts we sing. Together we rise as the sun lights up the sky, opening our hearts to the spirit of love inside. Together we rise, God flows through you and I. Together one in spirit, we rise, we rise. As we stay in gratitude, we let Spirit lead the way. Listening to the still small voice it's always there to say, trust in God with all your heart, the path ahead is clear. We unite together and there's nothing for us to fear. Together we rise as the sun lights up the sky, opening our hearts to the spirit of love inside. Together we rise, God flows through you and I. Together one in spirit, we rise, we rise.
Before we leave this morning, I'd like to give you an update on the progress of our building project. When we completed the purchase of our building, I decided to consciously put our spiritual practices into action as we move through this process. So the first thing I did was put out a prayer request to our ministry of prayer, our ministers and practitioners who pray for our center and its members every day. It went something like this. Every step in the process of securing all the building permits is completed faster than it has ever been known to happen before in the history of Southern Nevada. And our contractor is able to start and finish the build-out of our new space in record time and within the allocated budget. Well, I'm here this morning to let you know how well this stuff works. On Wednesday, we received a call from our contractor updating us on the progress. He told us he was amazed at how quickly our permitting process was moving. His words were, "It usually takes a lot longer than this." So I'm inviting each and every one of you to join us in this prayer. Every time you think of our beloved Center for Spiritual Living, or our new building, or any aspect of our community, remind yourself of this and take a moment and repeat our affirmation. Every step in the process of securing all the building permits is completed faster than it has ever been known to happen before in the history of Southern Nevada. And our contractor is able to start and finish the build-out of our new space in record time and within the allocated budget. We are doing amazing things here in our beloved community, and I know that it continues to unfold as we move through this entire project. The energy of creation is flowing through every aspect of our building project because we're not just building a new space. We are building a community. As we close this week, I'd like to remind you of a couple special fundraisers that we have going on for some extras for our new building. We have separate fundraisers to build a labyrinth in the floor of our main space and to fully outfit our youth rooms. Information for both of these can be found on our eBlast newsletter and on our website. Please consider supporting these special projects as we join together building a community. I also want to remind you that our next in-person service will be held at our new building in the parking lot on Sunday, August 21st at 9 a.m. Like our new building blessing we had in June, we'll keep our service to under an hour to accommodate the lack of restroom facilities. We invite you to bring a chair or two with you to sit on and maybe one to share. We will be providing some shade structures to keep us all out of the sun during our time together. We certainly hope to see you on August 21st at 9 a.m. So this week, I invite you to explore some ways that you can enhance and nurture your relationship with the manifest universe, the body of the living spirit. Not everyone is a tree hugger or a dog lover. Not everyone likes to hike through the woods or walk on the beach. The key is to explore ways that work for you to expand your appreciation of and wonder in nature. Maybe it's taking a drive in our beautiful Southern Nevada. Maybe it's going to a local park. You'll know what's right for you. But just remember, all matter matters. And find those ways that you can celebrate and honor the divine in all the parts of you and in all the parts of nature. Have a beautiful and blessed week, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
The monthly publication, Science of Mind magazine, is a treasure to be read and contemplated. Along with in-depth articles, there is a day-to-day spiritual support to be gleaned from its daily guides. Licensed practitioner Lynn Frankenberger hosts Adventures in Faith every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Zoom, and you're invited to join in. This is a weekly group discussion that focuses on those daily guides and how to apply them. Check Facebook and our weekly newsletter for more details. CSL Greater Las Vegas brings you much of your favorite spiritual music every Friday at 7 p.m. with Spiritual Soundscapes. Enjoy performances from CSLGLV vocalists along with special guest singers. It's music for your soul. Subscribe to the CSLGLV YouTube channel to get a convenient link sent to you for each musical performance. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.